another video. Dang, it hasn't been that long since the last video, but a lot has changed mentally up here. A lot of things are going on. So again, just want to make another video talking about shit that I'm going through within my trading journey before I'm 100% profitable. I'm not there yet, unfortunately, but as the last video says, I did take a payout and I took another payout this month. My first payout was in May, and then we're currently June 19th. So second payout was about like the beginning of this week, but I still wouldn't consider myself profitable. I know that I've taken a couple of payouts, and me from about a year ago, even a couple months ago, a couple months ago, I would not be able to believe that. But unfortunately, nothing really has changed. But well, physically, right? In the world of money and my life and shit, who cares? It's not there yet, right? But mentally, I've grown a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes, and like the title says, I'm at a higher low. I am higher than I've ever been right now. I am I'm at a low that's way higher than anything before. I know how to trade. I've proven to myself that many, many times, time and time again, since I've now received a payout a month, you know. Um I need to make my next payout next month, which would be in July, which is coming, I just need to trade a little longer. But once you reach this stage of taking a couple payouts, I really did think this was the end of it. Once you're here, you're here. You made it. It's the top. But it's really only 50% of the way there. I think the rest and what's coming forth from now is consistency. Since all the traders know this, the first step is finding a strategy that gives you a good profitable run rate, right? Something that you like. Learning how to execute it, because looking at a YouTube video and executing the strategy is significantly different. So getting the reps in, back testing, shit like that. Then after would be psychology, which is probably the hardest and biggest and longest stage. But once I got those payouts, I beat all those three, right? But then there was a secret, not a secret, and people talk about this, but you really have to go through it to know what I'm talking about. This last stage is consistency. And also, I would definitely call it a state of mind. Profitability isn't a skill, it's rather a state of mind. You have to continuously love yourself. I think that's a very big part. You cannot self-destruct once you've made it. And in trading in general, you cannot self-destruct not once, because you'll blow everything. And any sort of negative talk will just dig you deeper into the hole. It's not worth it. But self-love is definitely an important part. Very important. I would say maybe top two. Well, no, yeah, it's one of the top things, since self-love falls under psychology. You cannot hate yourself in this job job because it's not going to get you anywhere. And it's weird because in other aspects and other, for example, because I before trading, the first hard thing I did as a teenager growing up was going to the gym, and I developed consistency and all of that. But I developed it within hating myself. I hated my looks. I hated the way I felt. I hated how weak I was. So I decided to start going to the gym, and I went to the gym, and I hated it. And I hated myself. And it's no longer the case with the gym, right? But that's what exceeded me at the beginning. Self-hatred. Like, oh, I hate myself, man. I gotta change right now. But for trading, it's different, because once you hate yourself, it can either be like, man, I hate the way I trade. Let me change. Or I hate the way I trade. I don't deserve any of this. Let me blow all my accounts. Let me blow all my money. And let me go end my life. There's a high suicide rate within the trading realm, and It sucks, but that's part of the job. That's part of the career, and that's part of the game. Without good, there isn't bad, and without bad, there isn't good. So, in order for people to be making a lot of money, people need to lose a lot of money. So, that's what trading is. So now that I'm at a higher low, I mean, I have to explain what the low is, right? So, the high, I've been fucking rock bottom. At the high, I would consider that when I took my first payout. Then I dipped a little bit because right after I blew that account because I didn't know how to take a red day. I didn't know. I was just honestly, I got really lucky. I was good. I'm a good trader. I know how to trade, but mentally, when I see red or I see a red day, it's hard to walk away, or it was hard to walk away. And like everyone says, eventually, if you keep trading, once you've had a red trade or a bad trade, you're gonna like you should just stop trading. You should stop trading after you lose because that's what trading is. You can't fucking win every single day. But some people don't, and some people make it back. And they'll see that as a good thing, but it's really not a good habit to build because eventually one day you won't be able to make it back and everything will be gone. And I've experienced that, and I've experienced that many, many times before, but I have never experienced it after taking a payout. And so I did. I'm gonna come clean. It's not really, I mean, whatever, bro. We blew a payout. I mean, you blew an account. I took a payout from it. I made a lot of money, so I was pretty much break even there. Then for the coming days, my mental got all messed up. I had trouble taking good trades. I was messed up in the head. I was like, again, I was self-destructive. I was thinking, dang, I just blew all my balance. Oh my gosh, I'm the worst trader. Blah, blah, blah. And the thing is, at that day, I was green. I was green and everything was going good. I could have kept my momentum going. Everything would have been okay. I got stop break even, and I just couldn't handle it, bro. I was like, dang, I want to start Monday. It was a Monday. I want to start my week good. I want to start my week green. I was in profit, 50 points, and I got stop break even. This is so unfair. Let me just enter again. Lost. Let me just enter again. Lost. Let me just enter again. Double size. Lost. Everything, it went to shit very quickly the next day. Anyways, bought an account after, um, blew it. It was an eval. Bought a couple evals. I think like one more after that. Blew it as well. I was just extremely impatient. I was going through it. I stopped trading for a couple days. Started the other week on a Monday. I bought a Lucid account, 25K. Had to reset. Literally had to full on reset. Passed it that same day, which was really good. Felt really nice, I guess. And by that Friday, I took my second payout, which was $500, which is still cool, right? It's a payout, payout is a payout. And it was definitely smaller than my first payout, which was 3,000, but I use it to teach myself or to prove to myself that I am capable of doing this. You know, in 2 separate months, I was able to keep enough of a winning, trades, winning consistency to win. So I saw that, and again, this time, well, actually not again. This time I got cocky, and I was like, "Dang, I'm such a good trader. Last month I got a payout. This month I got a payout. It takes one payout a month to really consider yourself profitable. I'm profitable, bro. Did the same fucking thing again, bro. I couldn't stop trading after a loss and lost it all. So this is me after that. Um, I took the payout. I believe it was last Friday, and now it's the Friday after that. So I got, with that payout, I bought another 150K fully funded straight to live because that was my original payout. I think I need I peaked up here, I came down a little bit, took another payout. It's time to come back up, make a new high. So last video I did mention that a full straight to live does help me a lot, and I think it'll help me again. I know it'll help me again. I'm fed up with this. I have the mathematical statistics that I can win. I have the self-love I need. Yeah, I have the self-love I need. I don't hate myself anymore. And just in general, I'm tired of this. I know that I can make this work for a long enough period of time where the payouts that I get will literally change my life. One payout is whatever. But if I can replicate this payout every single month for the whole year with multiple accounts, that is a life changing skill. And I have it. The only reason why I am not feeling or experiencing and seeing this money yet is because I'm being impatient. So, this is again another self-documenting video. I'm gonna I'm gonna do it. You know, I'm gonna do it. This is a higher low and I'm gonna bounce right back up. I'm gonna break up structure. I don't even know how that works. I don't even trade ICT, but you know, the up down and then come back into zone and come back up. So we're gonna do that. Everything's gonna be great. Um the first day on the new account was a loss. The day after that was a win. One trade a day. Everything's good. I'll see you in a couple of weeks.